What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning. We are just one day away from the October SAT, which is tomorrow. Now, for those of you guys who haven't been following along, I am taking the SAT tomorrow as well, which is going to be really fun. I'm going to vlog the entire experience, so I'm going to detail everything from waking up in the morning, what I'm going to eat, what I'm bringing to the test, and all that good stuff. We're going to do some interviews outside. It's going to be really cool. And then, of course, we're going to end with a score reveal where you'll see actually how I score on the real thing. And we'll break that down as well as part of the video. Today is the final day in terms of preparation. I'm going to do one more live stream tomorrow morning just to get your mind in the right place, focused, prepared, steady, calm. And we'll do that tomorrow together. Actually, I'll do it for myself as well. But today is all about getting some last minute tips. And I know a lot of people have been asking me about SAT tips last minute. What can we do the day before? Is there anything we can do to change up our strategies the day before? Not exactly change up, but in terms of optimizing what you're already doing. And yes, for the math section, there are a few tips, and that's what's going to be part of today. That's why I'm starting a little earlier today than scheduled, because I need to go over this presentation with you guys. And these are 5 super short tips. And if you implement these short 5 tips, this is not a this is true if you do the calculations. If you implement these 5 tips, you could potentially bump your score, depending on which ones of these you aren't doing now. You could potentially bump your score by a solid 50 points, and I'm going to show you why. So 50 points, just 5 tips, 50 points. So let's go into the presentation here, and it's right here. All right. Oops, how do we do this? There we go. All right, play. Now, this is just me. And here we go, 5 tips. So let's go over this before we get into practice test 8. So tip number 1. So first of all, how do you jump by 50 points? What does it mean to jump by 50 points? Essentially, it's a difference of 4 questions. Now that can vary depending on where you sit in terms of your current score, right? Sometimes it can be less, it can be a little bit more. But if we look at this chart, okay, and we look at our raw math score. Now let's say you're somewhere around a 500, okay? We can get to a 530, that's a 30-point difference, with 4 additional questions right. But now let's say we look at something like where here, granted this is pretty low, but where you're at 3 questions right, all right? Just another 3 questions, 6 questions will get you a jump of 50 points, right? So it can vary. As you get higher and higher, it's a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher to move up, but let's say you're at a 700. And you've got, in this range, it goes back up. So if you're at 700 and you're getting 50 questions right, 54 questions, boom, jumps you to a 750. So you may be thinking, well, it's not that easy to increase by getting 4 questions additionally right for the SAT. But let's talk about these tips. Okay, so tip number 1, mental math. If you guys watch these live streams, you're seeing a few things, but one of the important things is that I'm taking it within the time settings, meaning this is no magic trickery nonsense. You're actually watching me process and solve in real time. And these are also not me taking the test ahead of time and doing it right after I practiced a bunch of times so I get it all perfect. It's none of that. Some of these I have done before just because there's a limited number, but it's been a long time. So for all intents and purposes, I'm taking it fresh. You're seeing me react in real time. How do I go so quickly? And how do I go so quickly while explaining everything? It's because my mental math is really sharp. And it's pretty accurate. Even yesterday, I made a couple mistakes, and that's going to happen here and there. But you can minimize those mistakes and optimize your time as long as your mental math is steady. So if your mental math is good, hopefully you can rely on it. Now, how do you even shore up your mental math in just one short day? It is possible. There's some really great apps especially like Quick Math, but Sushi Monster is one that I even use with older and younger kids, or flashcards if you like that. Get those juices flowing. Practice your times tables. Go up and down. Get fast and fast and fast. Times tables are the number 1 thing that you need to be solid with. Everything else will come. Division is going to involve multiplication, especially long division. When we talk about addition and subtraction, I'm hoping you're at a good point with that. But shore up those skills, and even just practicing will lubricate your mind and get everything flowing. Even the morning of, do some of this. All right, number 2, draw or write everything out, okay? So if you have geometric diagrams that are being described, draw them out. If they're already drawn out, add markings wherever they give you numbers or variables. Fill in your diagrams. It makes it so much easier. For a lot of questions, I could not solve them unless I follow this protocol. So I'm not just throwing nonsense out there. I mean, you'll actually see me in some of these questions. I'll have to copy and paste it into the sketchpad so I can make amendments as I go along. When we have given equations, write them down and plug in the numbers directly. Okay, plug the numbers into the equations and just move through it that way. Don't try and do too much in your head. And finally, especially for questions where we're using some method of elimination, cross those answers off that you've eliminated. Don't do too much in your head. It increases the chances for some type of a mix-up. So just by doing this, I say you can recapture at least one question, maybe two realistically, but at least one. Okay. Tip 3, okay, this is so huge. If factored, FOIL. If foiled, factor. If you look at a question and you have no idea what to do, you look at this crazy trinomial times a binomial, and you have no idea what to do, it's kind of like a foiled set of polynomials, just FOIL. Okay, it's a factored set of polynomials, just FOIL. Just complete the multiplication, see what you get. And if you did that, you would see that that's what they're asking you to do. It's the FOIL, right? Now, in this other one down here, you're trying to figure out which is equal to or which is equivalent to. Well, it's in the regular standard form. Just factor. Just start factoring. I mean, here it's a little more obvious that if you look at the answer choices, they're all factored. But even if it's within a few steps, factoring or foiling will often be the first step you need to take to get to the final answer. So just do it. If you're stuck, confused, and no idea what to do, just do that. Do what you can. Tip number 4. All right, this is a huge one. This easily will recapture you probably two questions, one on each section. So we're already up to, we're already probably past that 4-point mark, that 4-question mark. So if you start getting stuck, jump to the free response section. Why? Because the difficulty resets at the first few free response questions. So for example, in the calculator section, it's out of 38 questions. Number 31 through 38, those are free response. 31 through 35 are probably going to be pretty easy. Even I've seen tests where 36, 37, 38 are still easier than the hardest multiple choice questions. In the no calculator section, that's parts 16 through 20, the last 5. So if you're getting stuck, jump to those and knock them out. And finally, tip number 5, know the formulas you need. So what does that mean? These are the formulas that are given. Do you have to have these memorized? No, that's a waste. So if you're struggling today, trying to memorize these, don't waste your time. They're all given at the front of the SAT. And if you didn't know that they're at the front, they're at the front. So if something asks about special right triangles, Pythagorean's theorem, all these different things, volume, especially volume of a cylinder, they do that a lot, maybe volume of a sphere, remember to flip back to the reference at the beginning and get these formulas and use them. The formulas you need are some of these. Now, hopefully by today you've got them. One that they usually hit at least 1 or 2 questions now is the equation of a circle. So hopefully you have these guys down. If you don't, here's the little diagram there. So you can take a screenshot of this and just go over these questions really quickly. That area of a sector, another way to think about it, you're just taking area of a circle and taking the fraction of the desired angle over 360, which is the total. That's like any fraction, right? Part over whole, times the entire area. Quadratic formula. Hopefully you guys know that. I got a song for that, so you can check that out. It's literally called the Quadratic Formula song, and it goes like this. It's like negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So if you sing that over and over, you'll nail it. I've got one for the equation of a circle too. It's backwards the way I wrote it, but it goes like this. Excuse me. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if you like music as a musical mnemonic, knock those out. Get those under your belt, especially the circle one that's harder to memorize. So hit that one up. Just look for circles on the coordinate plane. It's one of my music videos on my channel. Okay. Now that is the end of our presentation. So let's move on to the test. These last few days, I've been knocking out just the either calculator or non-calculator. Today, as the final day, we're knocking out both calculator and no calculator and calculator section. Let's do it. As always, I'm taking this test for the first time, or at least I haven't taken it for a while. If I took it before, I'm taking it again, but I don't really remember anything on it. So you're gonna actually see me process in real time. And you never know what can happen, which is part of the fun. At the end of these two tests, actually at the end of each section, I'll stop and I'll look at the questions being posed, and then I'll continue. So I can't answer questions or interact while I'm testing because I'm under a timed situation. Without further ado, here we go. Ready, set, begin. Okay. So we've got this whole thing. What is the value of x? So let's add up all these 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. Minus, this becomes 5 equals 7 plus. These add up to 2x. Now let's isolate x. Let's subtract 2x. I get 4x minus 5 equals 7. Add 5, add 5. I get 4x equals 12, divide by 4, divide by 4, x equals 3. Whoops. Boom, there we go. Next. The graph shows the distance traveled d in feet by a product on a conveyor belt m minutes after the product is placed on the belt. Which of the following correctly relates d and m? All right, look. Y-intercept of 0, so d is the y. Y-intercept of 0, a slope of 2 over 1. We're going up 2 over 1, so it should be d equals 2m plus 0, or d equals 2m. Now, if we can test that, right, every time m equals 1, d equals 2, m equals 2, d equals 4. So I feel pretty good about that. Oops, went too far. Here's a formula to compute E, the estimated time to complete a job. Which of the following? Okay, look, all that doesn't matter. Gives P in terms of these. So we need to isolate P. So let's do it here. O plus 4m plus P over 6. Multiply both sides by 6. 6e equals O plus 4m plus P. We need to isolate P, so subtract 4m and subtract O. 6e minus 4m minus O equals P. They just switch the places of the O and the 4m, but that's fine because it's still minus both of them. So this one's correct. Yep. All right. Feel good. Next, we got a nice diagram here. What is the value of x? I'm going to move it over here and fill in what I know. So check this out. We've got RT is equal to TU. That's this part. Normally, I would just put a line to indicate that, but I don't like it when it's split up like this. I don't know if I'm hitting this line or the whole line. So RT equals TU. That means already, this wasn't here, but I already know this angle equals this angle because this is an isosceles triangle right here, all the way here. Okay. And therefore, these angles have to be congruent then opposite the congruent sides. We know that. So if this is 114, these three add up to 180, which means these two alone have to add up to 66, right? Because 66 plus this equals 180. So if these are 66 total, these are each 33. See, I'm starting to fill in everything. What else do we know? So I know that this is 33, 33. We need to find this angle. 31. What other angles do we need? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. 33. These two angles are congruent. 33. If this is 33, hold on. Oh, 114. Here we go. Got stuck for a second. This is 114. I know that this angle is supplementary, so this angle here is 66. If this angle is 66, 31, that's 97, meaning this angle here is 83. 83 plus 97 is 180. If this is 83, this one in here is 83. This is pretty hard for question 4. So then therefore x plus 33 plus 83 equals 180. X plus 116 equals 180. Subtract 116. Oops. X equals 64, I think, right? 16. Let's see if that's right. I think that's right. It's a lot. It was a long bridge, so I'm not totally sure, but let's see if that works. The width of a rectangular dance floor is W. Boom, boom, boom. Width. The length is 6 feet longer than the width. Boom. What's the following expression of the perimeter in terms of W? It's W plus, it's this plus this, which is 6 plus 2W, and then times 2. So it's 12 plus 4W. Which of the following consists of the y-coordinates of all the points that satisfy the system of inequalities above? All right. I'm going to isolate 2x. Oh, watch this. I'm going to isolate 2x on the top one. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Y plus 1 is greater than 2x. And then I also know so 2x is less than y plus 1. 2x is greater than 5. So I can rewrite this as 2x is greater than 5. 2x is less than y plus 1. Which means that y plus 1 is greater than 5. Which means, oops, minus 1, minus 1. Y is greater than 4. So I'm pretty sure that's it. Little substitution. All right, 2x plus 6. All right, what is the solution? So let's set it up. Okay, let's subtract 4. We're going to, usually that's what we do. We isolate the radicals. So it's 2x plus 6 equals x minus 1. Now I'm going to square both sides to get rid of that radical, basically freeing these guys within there. So this just becomes 2x plus 6 equals, if we FOIL this is really x minus 1 times x minus 1. It becomes x squared minus x, that's here, minus x again, plus 1. These guys combine to negative 2x. Now let's bring everything over. I'm going to subtract 2x, subtract 2x. And I'm going to subtract 6, subtract 6. I get 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. And then I factor, excuse me. X, what multiplies to 5 adds to negative 5 adds to negative 4. That's negative 5 and 1. That gives me that term in the middle term. And then, so what is the solution set? So my solution set is where these go to 0. So it's x equals negative 1 and 5. But now we need to make sure there's no extraneous. First, I'm going to plug negative. I'm sure 5 isn't extraneous, but let's try it actually. 5, 10, 16. Square root of that is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 5 is good. What about negative 1? Negative 1 is negative 2 plus 6 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2 plus 4 is 6. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. That doesn't work, right? Let me double check. 4, 2, 6. Yeah. So negative 1 is extraneous, so it's just 5. Which of the following is equivalent to that? So it's the ratio of x cubed minus 9x over x squared minus 2x minus 3. Remember what I said. If unsure what to do, just start factoring. So this is x times x squared minus 9. On the bottom, this is x 3. What multiplies to negative 3 adds to negative 2, minus 3 and 1. This can be factored again, so that is x times x plus 3, x minus 3 over x plus 1. Cross off, it's this. X times x plus 3 over x plus 1. Yes, that looks good, I think. All right. Circle equation. Graph point P is a circle. It's on the circle, has coordinates this. If PQ is the diameter, what are the coordinates of point Q? Okay. I know how to do this. So here's my circle. Oops, here's my circle. Here's point. First, let's get the center is at 6, negative 5, because these are the center values. So it's minus the center value there, minus the center value there. So it's 6, negative 5. Okay. P is 10. Oh, I can do this. Watch this. This is actually pretty easy. 10, negative 5, it's straight across to the right. This one's got to be straight across to the left. I was going to have to plug stuff in, but we don't even need to. Look, it's a distance of 4. 4, 4. The radius is clearly 4. And that's what we can tell from this 2. The radius is 4. So it's just, this is 4 to the right. This has got to be exactly 4 to the left. So 2, negative 5. All right, next. A group of 202 people went on an overnight camping trip, taking 60 tents with them. Some of the tents held 2 people. Okay, so 2. Assuming all the tents were filled to capacity and every person got to sleep in a tent. Okay, so we've got 2x tents plus 4x tents equals, oh, whoops, for y tents. So my y tents fit 4, my x tents fit 2, and the total of their capacity holds 202. And then also we know that x plus y, the total number of tents is 60. System of equations, right? We want to solve for x, the 2-person tents. Let's use a little elimination. So I'm going to multiply the bottom one by negative 4, and I get negative 4x minus 4y equals negative 240. I did that so we'll have x's left over and the y's gone. So now we combine, not this one, these two. So these cancel out. 2x plus negative 4x is negative 2x. This becomes negative 38, right? And then divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. And we get x equals 19. Boom, there we go. 19, and then there were 41 of the others. If I wasn't explaining this, I would actually check it and plug the numbers in. Actually, let's do it mentally really quickly. So I have 19 times 2 is 38, and then I have 41 times 4, which is 164, and that becomes, yep, 202. It's pretty good about that. Next. Which of the following could be the graph above? Well, we have it hits once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so we have 3 zeros. But this probably has a multiplicity of 2. So it should be something to the 4th power. This probably looks good. Hold on. Positive 2, negative 3. It's probably this one. It's not. It could be. You might think it's this one. But it's like, this is actually a pretty hard problem because it's like both the ends go up. So it's got to have an even degree. This is a degree of 4. This is a degree of 3. The other thing is when you just kind of touch the 0 and go back down, that's a multiplicity of more than, that's not a multiplicity of 1. It's a multiplicity of 2 or 4 or something. So that's why x squared, this is where the 0 would be at 0. And it's squared, so it's a multiplicity of 2 and goes like that. These other ones are totally wrong because this gives a 0 at negative 2, not positive 2, and so on. So I'm pretty confident there. Next. 2a, 2b over b is 1/2. Okay, what's b over a? All right, let's do this. 2a over b equals 1/2. Let's cross multiply. I get 4a equals b. Let's divide by a. Boom, b over a equals 4. That's it. Let me see. So a over b. Yeah, and that makes sense too. The reciprocal. Okay, next 13. Oh my God, we don't have a lot of time. Okay, oil and gas production in a certain area dropped from 4 million barrels to 1.9. Assuming that oil and gas production decreases at a constant rate, find linear functions, best models of production. 1.9. So 4 to 1.9. So in 13 years, it drops 2.1 over 13. Or 21 over 130 is my slope, and it's dropping, it's negative, so it's here. I gotta go fast now because I'm running low on time. It's a negative slope. And then this one, how many solutions are there? Let's see. Let's set them both equal to each other. So the second one is y equals 5x minus 8. The top one is y equals x squared plus 3x minus 7. Let's set them equal to each other. X squared plus 3x minus 7 equals 5x minus 8. We're going to add 8 to both sides. Subtract 5x, subtract 5x. Those go away. We have x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. This becomes x minus 1, x minus 1. Right, and that gives us that. Therefore, my solution is x equals 1. So there's exactly one solution. And if x equals 1, negative 5, y equals negative 3. Equals 1. Y equals negative 3. Yes, that's it. Boom, done. Okay, we're almost at 16, which is good news. The functions g and h are defined above. What is the value of h0? Okay. So h0 equals 1 minus g of 0. And g of 0 equals 2 times 0 minus 1, which is just negative 1. Take this, plug it in here. So it's 1 minus negative 1, which is plus, which is 2. Oops. Okay, now we're actually we're doing pretty good on time. I don't know why I freaked out. Now we're in a good shape because we're starting on the easier free response. If a is the solution and a is greater than 0, what is the value of a? First, let's let's factor this. It's plus 4 minus 3. My two solutions are x equals 3, x equals negative 4. Negative 4 makes this go to 0. 3 makes that. It's great. A has got to be greater than 0. Therefore, a is the positive 3. Next, this one can be written in this form. Oh, the sum. I get it. Negative 2x. So we're adding these two together. Plus 31. Let's add these two first. That's x squared. Then let's add these two, and that's 8x. Then let's add these two, and that's 3. It's 23, right? A is the coefficient here, which is 1. B is the coefficient here, which is 8. C is the coefficient, which is 23. And that's 32. We got to be very careful when we check our numbers here because there's no multiple choice to guide us. So I'm going to see one more time. That becomes x squared, yes. That becomes 8x, and that becomes 23. 1 plus 8 plus 23, 31, 32. Feel good. All right, what is the value of y? We need to solve for this, and this is perfectly set up for elimination. We don't have to do anything but just add these two together. The x's cancel out. This becomes y plus 3y is 4y. This becomes 6. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Y equals, that's 1.5. And that's it. 1.5. Let's just double check. 1.5, that's negative 5. X equals 5. Let's check with the second equation. X equals 5 plus 4.5. Yep, it works. 2 questions left. 9 minutes. Really good shape, actually. A startup company opened with 8 employees. The company's growth plan assumes that 2 new employees will be hired each quarter for the first 5 years. AX plus B, right? B is probably 8 because that's where we start. That's my starting point. The number of employees Y employed by the company X quarters. So that means A is 3. Because every quarter, 2. Every quarter we're getting 2 employees. B is 8. We already know that. That's not too hard, actually. B is just the Y. It's always the Y-intercept or the starting point. So it's 8. We already nailed that one. Okay, here we go. Nice 8 minutes to do this problem, which is great. Let's see if it's tough or not. Circle above point A is the center, and the arc of BC is 2/5. Whoops. What is the value of x? Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to start by, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to, not nervous about it, I'm just going to follow my steps. We're going to mark what we know. I know that these two are equal. And let's see, I know that this arc length is x over 360. Or this is a formula thing. Arc length is x over 360 times circumference equals 2/5, which is 2 pi r. And they want it in degrees, right? Hold on. So then do we know what BC is? Do we know anything? BC is 2/5. Oh, That's so much better. It's not 2/5. It's 2/5 of the circumference, which is 2 pi r. Oh my God. Now it's so much easier. All right. 2/5 times 2 pi r. There we go. What is x? Look at this. Now it's a really nice equation. We divide both sides by 2 pi r, and these just cancel out. And we have x over 360 equals 2/5. And you can solve however you want. We can cross multiply. That's 720 equals 5x. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So that's like dividing by 10, which is 72, and then doubling it, which is 144. So 144 equals x. So let's think about that. 144 out of 360 should reduce to 2/5. So I divide the top and bottom by 2. I get 72 over 180. 36 over 90. 18 over 45. 6 over 15. And then divide by 3, 2 over 5. Yeah, that's right. So 144. 144 degrees. Let's do a quick check here. This is 6x, 4x, 12, x is 3, yep. This one I'm good. That one I was good. Okay, let's do this one again. Okay, these two are equal, and they're both 33. I remember that. 33, 66 plus that, so I definitely know that's right. This is 114. This is 66 up here. So 66 plus 114 is 180. 66, that's 97. This is 83. This is 83. This is 83. And then 83 plus 33 is 116. Therefore, that's 180 minus 116, which is definitely 64. And that's what I chose, I think. W and W plus 6, 2W plus 6, 4W plus 12. Yep. Two x minus 1 is greater than 4. Yeah, this is right. This I felt good about. This I felt pretty good about. This one became like this, x plus 3. And that's what I chose, right? X times x plus 3. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, I felt good about this one too. 10, negative 5. The center's at 6, negative 5. And then boom, 2, negative 5, 4 apart. I did this one. I checked it. This one I feel really good about. This one I felt good about. This one I did really fast. And I said, because it drops by 2.1 in 13 years. So it's a negative. And then we just converted that to this. And that's plus 4. Yeah, that's my starting point. This one I felt good. One solution, I think. And this one was straightforward. Plugging and chugging. 3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Yep, that's right. That one was good. That one was good. All right, let's see what we got here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Boom. All correct. All right, let's take questions. What do we got? Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing? Oh, Nick, what's up? How you doing, man? Thanks for watching. I don't know if you're still on, but let me know if you have any questions. I can't seem to finish in time for reading. So reading is not something that I honestly, it's not something that I really coach on. I'm going to be doing the reading section tomorrow. I've done the reading section, of course, when I took the real SAT in 2016. And it's just something that you got to practice over and over. It's a different thing. Like I can give you a few math tips today that can boost your score. I don't know if I can say the same for reading exactly. It's also such an individualized thing. Everybody reads differently and has different tactics and preferences. So that's the best I can offer you there. But in terms of math, if you got any math questions for me, let me know. Do you need to know the unit circle? Yes, you need to know the formula for the unit circle. So at the beginning, and by the way, Sean, I just did the no calculator if you wanna rewind and watch me do it. So you definitely need to know the unit circle. At the beginning of this lecture today, I gave a song that I wrote. There's actually a music video, you can look it up, and it's a really easy way to remember the unit circle, but I'll sing it for you. Look up circles on the coordinate plane on my YouTube channel as a music video, and the chorus goes like this. It's like, here, I'll write it first, and then you can see what I'm talking about. So the formula is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals. So I know the formula because of the song. It goes like this. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So you see what I mean? If you keep kind of reciting that, you'll nail it. All right, guys. So I don't see any other questions here. So for the calculator, no calculator, again, rewind. Now I got to jump into the calculator section. I've got the Google calculator all set up here, and we're going to jump into it. And Marcia, I hope that answered your question. Let me know if you have any more. All right. Here we go. Oops. This is a long one, so I gotta be ready. All right, ready, set, begin. 1 pound of grapes costs $2. At this rate, how many will C pounds? C times 2. Boom. Don't even need any calculator. The Tracy collects, sells, trades figurines. She stacks the number of figurines, tracks them there. On which interval do the number of figurines decrease the fastest? It's the steepest negative slope. That's positive, negative, right here, from 3 to 4. In a random sample of 200 cars, 3 have a manufacturing defect. So 3 have a defect out of 200. How many will have a defect out of 10,000? Boom, there we go, cross multiply. 200x equals 30,000. Divide by 200. X equals, boom, 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 boom. 300 divided by 2 is 150. So 150. Does that seem right? 15 and then 10. Yeah. Dimensions of the thing. Okay, well, the scatter plot shows data collected based on the line of best fit. If the width is 19, what is the length? Okay, look, line of best fit. Width is 19 right here. What is the length? 52.5, I think. This is the best one. I don't know why they give such details, but oh, they give you a function. I didn't even see that. 1.67 plus 21.1. Let's use a calculator. Pretty sure I'm right anyways, but 0.67 times plus 21.1 equals, there we go, 52.83. Boom. Next. Oops. Let's copy this over. In the figure above, lines L and M are parallel. Y equals 20 and Z equals 60. What is the value of X? If this is 20 and these are parallel, this is also 20 because these are corresponding angles. So 20, 60, X is 180. Because all the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. fill in the diagrams, right? So much easier. 2 types of tickets were sold. Tickets to sit on a bench cost $75 each. I'm piecing it together as I read. Lawn costs $40. I'm sure we're going to add them. They announced that 350 tickets had been sold, meaning B plus L equals 350, because these are the number of tickets. And then the total money made is 19,250. System of equations. That's it. I'm done. So B plus L. This one's clearly wrong. Let's eliminate. So A, B, C, D. C is clearly wrong. This is it. 75 plus 40L. This is mixed up. This is totally wrong. Next, xy plane, which has a line of 3. Nope, that's the slope of 1/3. That's the slope of 1. That's the slope of 3. Which of the following is a possible value of x plus 1? Okay, let's solve for it. Oh, wait. All right. I think we're going to have to... Well, let's see. I think it's a quadratic. Multiply both sides by x plus 1. So x plus 1. This becomes x squared plus x plus 1 if we FOIL equals 2. X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 2. Subtract 2, subtract 2. X squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. Factor. It's not factorable. Oh, shoot. Hold on. We have to use quadratic. Negative b, oh no, plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 4 minus 4ac. 4 times 1 times negative 1, which is plus 4, because it becomes negatives cancel out. Over 2, and then negative 2 plus or minus. This becomes 8, which is 2 root 2. Square root of 8 is 2 root 2 for 2. That's negative 1 plus or minus square root 2. And what is x plus 1? So it's plus this is 0. So it's just plus or minus square root 2. And it says, what is a possible value? We can just say square root 2. Okay, that was pretty long for a number 11, I'd say. Or 8, whatever that was. Okay, volume of this is that. What is the value of K in centimeters? Oh, so 473 is the volume. Okay, let's solve for K. Multiply both sides by 48. $22704. Now let's divide both sides by 7 pi. Just trying to solve for K. What was it? 7 pi? 10,189 ish equals k cubed. I'm not going to say more because now I'm just going to cube root, and I'll do the exact value in my calculator. So then it's the cube root. I'm just going to do this to this way. It's this to the 1/3 power. Right. Equals 21.67. 21.68 approximately. Oh boy. I did something wrong. Hold on. Uh-oh. Cube root is 21. What is the value of K in centimeters? Okay, I got to think about this for a second. What did I do? What did I do? This must be wrong. Oh, this definitely is wrong. I shouldn't have gotten that. Hold on. That's the issue. This somehow didn't divide correctly. So 22704 divided by I'm going to put in parentheses 7. Oh, actually, I don't know what happened. Okay, 1,032. See, different answer. So it's 1,032. And now we take the cube root of that to the... Sometimes this calculator... Oh, no. All right, 10.1. All right, water pours into the glass slowly and at a constant rate. Which of the following graph best illustrates the height of the water level in the glass? Constant rate is just a linear slope. No, it's this. It's just a linear function. She has a pitcher that contains 1 gallon of water. How many times could Jenny fill the glass with 1 gallon of water? So 16 fluid ounces. So 16 ounces. So 120. It's just 128 divided by 16. Which is 8. Let me double check that. Which is approximate. So the glass can hold 16 fluid ounces. A gallon is 128 fluid ounces. Thereby, it's 8. 8 times. Roberto is an insurance agent who sells 2 types of policies, 50,000 and 100,000. Last month, his goal is to sell 57. So x plus y equals 50. This is a system of equations. Oh, wait, at least. It should be actually greater than or equal to. I don't know why it's not. Because at least is like whatever. Anyways, while he did not meet his goal, the value of the policies sold was over 3 million. So this times this is greater than, hold on. There's my system of equations. That's wrong. Oh, he did not meet his goal. Oh, that's why it's less than. So if he did not meet his goal, he did actually get less than 57, but he made more than 3 million. This is wrong because this is off. This is wrong because this is off. This is right, and that's right. Did not meet his goal. Man, I almost missed that. See, that's tricky. That's tricky. A to the negative 1/2, where a is greater than 0. What is a in terms of x? So this is also the same as 1 over a to the 1/2, which is the same as 1 over square root of a equals x. Now multiply both sides by the square root of a. Divide by x. Divide by x. 1 over x equals square root of a. Square both sides, a equals 1 over x squared. Boom. Which of the following is a value of x for which is undefined? Let's factor. Remember what I said. If you don't know what to do, like, what does that mean, undefined? It's okay, just FOIL. This becomes x, positive 5 and negative 2. And where, oh, you now see this can be 0 when x equals 2 and x equals negative 5. So it's both of these values. And they don't give negative 5, but they do give 2. 4 plus 6, 10. Yeah, correct. Hold on. Yeah. Granite block in the shape of a right rectangular prism. That's a right rectangular prism. 30 by 40 by 50. 2.8 grams per cubic centimeter. What's its mass? Okay, first of all, well, we just multiplied 2.8 times the total volume. What's the volume? This times this times this. 3 times 4 is 12, times 5 is 60. Add on 3 zeros. And then we multiply that by 2.8. But I'll do it again. 30 times 40. Let me just make sure that's right. Yeah. The table shows the result of a research study that investigated therapeutic value. A random sample of 300 adults received either vitamin C or sugar pill. Okay. And the adults reported whether they contracted a cold. What proportion of adults who received a sugar pill reported a cold? So within sugar pill reported a cold, it's 33 out of 150. So this is out of 150, what's 33? You understand? So then we can divide the top and bottom by 3 and we get 11 over 50. Yeah, I'm just making sure that I didn't do that too quickly. All right, next. Ages of 20 students enrolled. Oh, we want mean, median, and mode. Okay, let's do the mean first. Well, actually, let's do the mode first. So so it's 20. So the middle is in between 10 and 11. So 6, here's 10, 11 right here. So the median is 19. Mode is clearly 18 because that happens the most. So the mode is less than the mean or median. So this one works. This one works. This one does not work. So C is out. Now we need to know the mean, which is going to take a while. So ready. It's like this. 6 times 18 plus 5 times 19. I'm just adding up all these numbers, then plus 4 times 80. 4 times 20, which is 80. Plus, 80 plus 42 plus 22 plus 23 plus 30. We divide it by 20. Oh, it's a nice number, 20. Mean is 20. So mean is the biggest. So oh, sorry, what am I doing? So mean, median, mode. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, line of best fit. I kind of see how I kind of skipped that. I don't know if I need it. Which of the following is close to the predicted percent of leaf litter mass after 3 years, line of best fit. That's it. Oh, wait. -2. Oh, this is all about 3 years. Okay, so here we go. -2, here's 2. It's about 70. Boom. I think that's right. The range of a polynomial function is real numbers less than or equal to 4. The zeros are -3 and 1. It's this one. Here's the range is less than or equal to 4, 4 and below. There's a 0 at -3. There's a 0 at 1. That's +3 and -1. That's the right one, but it's going up, and this is all, and it makes no sense. Okay. Oh, wait. I chose the wrong one. I accidentally clicked D. It's that one. The average annual energy cost for a certain home is that. Homeowner plans to spend $25,000. Okay. The number of years after installation of which the energy cost savings will exceed installation. Okay, at what point, so it would be 4,334 minus 2712 times T. And when will this be greater than 25,000? That's it. That's this one. Right? Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh yeah, no, we're good. Okay. Next, between those two, data were collected every 3 years. Shows the data in a line of best fit. Okay. 3.39. That's a slope. It's the amount of it's the amount of plastic, the increase in the amount of plastic every year. No. It's this one. Per year, annual increase. That's the slope. That's what slope always is, the change per unit of time or whatever per year usually. Which of the following is closest to the percent increase from 2000 to 2003? So here, where's 2000? 2000 is at 15, right? Because 15 years after this. Actually, let's plug it in. And the other one is 2003, which is where it's 18. I'm plugging in 18 then, because 18 after 85 is 2003. Plus 46.89. 97.74. And then this one is 107.91. So the percent increase, we take the difference of these two. 97 points. Equals, and we take 10.17 and we divide it by the original. Hmm. 97.74. %, which is about 10%. Right? Does that make sense? It's going from about 100 to about 110. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, good. I didn't need to do that, actually. I could have looked at the graph. Okay, next. The equation above models the number of members M of a gym T years after the gym opens. Oh, got it. Okay. These are can be really tricky. So this is my equation for years. And then we've got quarters. It's Q over 4. It's the exact same equation. Let me show you why. 4 quarters makes a year, right? If I plug in 4 here, I get 1 here, and I still get the same as that equation. 8 quarters is 2 years, so I plug in 8 here, and I get 8 over 4, which is 2. So I already know it's that one. Q over 4. Yeah, because why would that change too? This wouldn't change. It wouldn't change to 0.05 or nothing like that. That doesn't make any sense. Right? Yeah. Okay. Next. Viewers could use social media, text message. I've seen this. Contestant receiving more than 50% of the vote won. 10%. 10% voted. And 30% of this were social media. That means the other 70% were text. Contestant 2 earned 70%. Okay, so 2. Contestant 2 earned 70% using social media. 70%. So that's like, I'm going to take 70% of that as 21. So this guy received 9. I'm almost turning it into points, and then 1 and 2 here. And 40% votes cast using text message. So 40%. 40%. Contestant 2 is 28. 40% of 70 is 28. The remainder is 42 for 1. Okay, so 1 got 9 and 42, which is 51. 2 got 21 and 28, which is 49. So 1 should win. I don't know if that's true. Viewers voting by social media. I didn't even need to do these calculations. Voting by social media more likely to prefer contestant 2. This is true. Because look, contestant 2 here got 28 out of 70, and he got 21 out of 30. So yes, viewers by social media were more likely to prefer contestant 2 than those voting by text message. These other ones don't make any sense. Okay, next. It's a weird question. Next is, because I thought they were going to ask who won, but the table above shows the population in Idaho for the years 2000, 2010. If the relationship is linear, which of the following functions models the population 2 years after 2000? Okay, so it's definitely 862 as my constant. It's linear. And my slope is, here we can calculate the slope by taking the difference of this. So it's 16. 16 over negative 10, negative 1.6 is my slope, minus 1.6t. And that's it. Right? Yeah. Because if I plug in 10 to this, it's negative 16, and I get that answer. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. No. It's that one. Unless I missed something. It looked a little too easy, but I think that's it. To determine the mean number, because now these are supposed to be the hardest questions, 26 through. These are these last ones. Mean number of children per household. Tabitha surveyed 20 families. For the 20 families at a playground. So this is a bad survey already because she's surveying people at a playground. Obviously, it's a bias towards people who have kids, so she shouldn't have chosen an environment that's predisposed to only families. Should not be made. It's flawed and may produce a biased estimate of the mean number of children per household. It is flawed. Yeah, it's just flawed. I don't know. It's flawed because of where she chose to do it. In the XY plane, PR lies on the line. All right, so this is a slope of 2x. The point with coordinate, that one lies on this other line with a steeper slope. So this is a slope of 1. This one's a steeper slope. And they both have the same y-intercept, I guess. That's what it's saying. Whatever that means. Here's this point. If p does not equal 0, what is the value of rp? Okay, let's see. So they intercept there at the same, okay, here we go. I'm going to plug in 5r and 2p. No, sorry. I'm going to plug in p and r into this first equation. So r is my y, p is my x, and boom. So this is that first equation. And then I'm going to plug in these values into the second equation, which is y equals 2x plus b. This is from y equals x plus b. So I'm going to plug in 5r equals to 2 times 2p plus b, which is 5r equals 4p plus b. And they have the same y-intercept. So guess what? I can isolate the y-intercept and say b equals r minus p. And this one is b equals 5r minus 4p. I can set these equal to each other. R minus p, because they both equal b, right? 5r minus 4p. Subtract r, subtract r. 4r minus 4p equals negative p. Add 4p, add 4p. 4r equals 3p. We want to know what r over p is, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and divide both sides by 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by p, divide both sides by p, those go away, and then r over p equals 3/4. "22 students in a health class conducted an experiment where they recorded their pulse rates. Got a dot plot. Okay, let S1 and R1 be the standard oh, geez. Okay, standard deviation and range. Yeah, I forgot they asked about standard deviation now. Respectively of the data before exercise, and let S2 and R2 be the standard deviation and range of the data after exercise. The range is obviously, wait, the range is, hold on, 32 here. It's also 32. The range is actually the same. So it's either, it's A or D, it's B and C are out. So it's only A or D. Because the ranges are both 32, you subtract the biggest from the smallest. The standard deviation before exercise is smaller because standard deviation measures the spread of the data. See how it's more tightly packed in there? So the standard deviation S1 is not equal S2. So that's all it is they're not equal. Hold on, let me make sure that's right. 32. Yeah, the ranges are the same. So that's nice. It just says that standard deviations aren't equal. Pretty sure that's correct. But that's essentially what standard deviation is. It measures the spread from the center. See how these are all mostly focused around the center here? It's all whoosh, spread out. Okay. 29. At 31, it resets. So let's look forward to that. 5,000 sheets of paper in a photocopier. The machine starts a large job and copies at a constant rate. After 20 minutes, it is used 30%. Which of the following equations models the number of sheets of paper? So at 30% of this is, I think I know, but okay, 1,500. So in 20 minutes, it uses 1,500. Models the number of sheets of paper P remaining in the machine and minutes. Okay, so 1,500 divided by 20. 75, right? 75. So it uses 75 sheets of paper per minute. And we're starting with 5,000. And that's our equation. It's linear, right? And that equals P, remaining. Equals 5,000 minus 75M. That's it. Yeah, I was looking at these two because they're exponential. They're not linear, but I think it's just linear. There's no reason why it should be this. Right? Okay. Yes. Going with it. We'll see. That was that just confused me for any reason why it wouldn't be linear. Why this would make any sense. This means it would drop 30% every 20 minutes. This is just saying it used 30% of the paper. It actually doesn't specify, but I'm going to assume it's linear and say it's that top one. We'll see. I don't know. Y equals f of x. Cool. And there's g of x. The complete graph is f. Is there? What is the? If the maximum value of f is k, maximum value of f is k, which is 3. What is g of 3? Plug in 3 for g. It's 6. 31. Now it's going to get easy. There are 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 oxygen. How many atoms of hydrogen are there in? It's double that. It's 102. 2 hydrogens for every molecule, so 102. If x equals 1, what is the value of a? 1, minus 1 half a equals 0. 1 half a, negative 1 half a equals negative 1. Multiply by negative 2, multiply by negative 2. A equals 2. The xy plane, we've got this. Represent xy, x plus 2y equals 10. 3x plus 6y equals c. Represent the same line. Oh, it's the same line. What is the value of c? Okay, watch this. I'm going to take x plus 2y equals 10. I'm going to multiply it by 3, the whole thing. I get 3x plus 6y equals 30. And the other one is 3x plus 6y equals c. Therefore, these two are equal. C equals 30. All right, next. Paul Revere set off on his midnight ride from there. He rode straight to Lexington without stopping. 11 miles in 26 minutes. In such a ride, what would the average speed of his horse have been to the nearest 1/10 of a mile per hour? Okay, hold on. Oh my God. Nearest 1/10 of a mile per hour? This is insane. So 11 miles is actually 110 tenths of a mile. 26 minutes. So we're in minutes, but now I need to convert minutes to hours. Minutes cancel out. We have, this is gone. Okay, 110 times 60. Oh my, this is so weird. Divide by 26. Oh, now I get it. Oh my God, that was so weird. It says to the nearest 1/10 mile per hour, not 110. Okay, this is so much not as nearly as bad as I thought. All right, all we have is this 11 miles, 26 minutes, convert to hours. So it's 60 minutes in 1 hour. These cancel out. 11 times 60 divided by 26. It's 25.4. $19 minutes, so you can see clearly we have tons of time, so this is no worries. The graph of the function is shown by the xy plane above. If the function g not shown, hold on, let's graph it. Too bad I don't have the other one, AWAP, that I use sometimes. Oh shoot, wrong thing. It has a nice tool where you can draw a straight line. This one doesn't. If I could, it would be really nice and easy, but they're saying g of x is negative x plus 10, but I can sketch that pretty easily. So watch. The y-intercept is 10, and then it's a slope of -1, so it's like 10. Then it goes down. Oh, wait. You got to be careful the marking. So down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1. Okay. This is actually a pretty good line. What is one possible value such that f of a equals g of a? I just did it. It's 2. We didn't even have to do any algebra. That was awesome. So if you sketch it, it's like super fast, unless I messed up, but it's 2 or 8. And we can quickly check it. Negative, if I plug in 2, I get 8 here. If I plug in 2, I get -2 is 4, -2, 8. Yeah, so 2 works. So we need to find A, and it's A. Boom. Fill in the diagrams, like I said. Okay, point W not shown lies on RT. What is the value of cosine RSW? What? Minus sine of WST. Okay, hold on. Let's fill in what we know. This is a right triangle, 5, 12. This is a 5, 12, 13. Using Pythagorean's theorem, we could figure that out. So that's RT is 13. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. Let's make life easy, and let's assume that W is here. So I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to kind of guess. So if I assume that W is over here, we got this and we got this. All right. I can figure out all these lengths now. And this is one angle, this is the other. So this, we can figure out these triangles. These are all similar triangles. This little guy, this medium guy, and that big one. So that means that this is the hypotenuse 12. So that means that 5 over 13. No, sorry. 5 over x, this guy, equals no, I can't figure it out that way. Wait, hold on. Got it. 5 over 5. Let's call this side x. 5 over 13. Little guy over hypotenuse equals little guy over hypotenuse. I can solve for x. 60 equals 13x divided by 13 divided by 13. 60 divided by 13 is 4.615. 4.615. Okay, so now I'll say cosine of cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 4.615 over 12, minus sine of W opposite. So we need to find this little guy, which is, it's y over hypotenuse. Little guy over hypotenuse equals little guy over hypotenuse. Cross multiply. And I get 25 equals 13y divided by 13. 25. 1.923. Okay, so sine of WST is this over 5. That's weird though, because it doesn't say to round. Wait a minute. Let's not use values. Oh, hold on. I got an idea. Actually, let's not erase anything. I'll call this X and I'll call this Y, okay? So it's cosine of RSW Cosine is x over 12 minus sine of w. Sine is y over 5. And we need a relationship between x and y. X squared. No, x squared plus y squared doesn't necessarily equal 5. But we know, so can I get x in terms of y? Hold on. I know we can. X. There's some relationship that I really don't know. I'm kind of confused. Let's move on and I'll come back. I'm not going to get rid of this stuff that I did. Let's move it over here. That's really tough. Not sure what's going on. Okay, next we've got minutes after injection, penicillin concentration. According to the table, how many more micrograms of penicillin are present in 10 millimeters of blood drawn from the patient 5 minutes after 10 millimeters, 5 minutes after. Okay, so 5 minutes after, this is per milliliter is 150. So 10 of those is 1,500. Whoops. Present in 8 milliliters, 8 milliliters. 10 minutes after. Oh, it's 118, sorry. Or 152. And this is 118 times 8. 944. Subtraction. $576. Okay, next, penicillin concentration in micrograms per milliliter in the patient's bloodstream is modeled by that function. If P approximates the values in the table within 10 micrograms, what is the value of B? B. Where's B? Oh. The table and graph above show the penicillin concentration. Wait, where's B? T minutes after the penicillin injection is modeled by that. P approximates the value of the table. What is the value of B? Where's B? I literally don't know what it's talking about. Where does it talk about B? There's got to be a mistake. Oh, wait. Are they... What? Are they talking about... That's so weird. I'm going to say 200. I have no idea what this is talking about. I'm just saying that because that's the y-intercept. At 0 minutes. Is there another... Hold on. Let me zoom out and see if there's another equation that I can't read. Okay, I have no idea what it's talking about. So we'll just have to see the explanation. So there's two questions, but hold on. I think I can still finish this other question here, previous. Okay. Let's try this one again. What's the value of RSW? So let's bring it over. I think I still have it. Oops. Okay, so RSW maybe we do have to assume that these are, it's a right triangle. I don't know. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's assume it's a right triangle, then the relationship between x and y is x squared plus y squared equals 5. Therefore, y squared equals 5 minus x squared, which means y equals square root of 5 minus x squared. Which means it's x over 12 minus squared over 5. Okay. If we square this, it's 5 minus x squared over... No, we can't just square it. It's an expression. What would I have gotten here at least? Let's see. It would be 4.615. 4.615 over 12 equals minus 1.923 over 5. It's pretty close to 0. I bet you this is 0. I bet you somehow those values are equal. And I still can't tell you exactly why. I should be able to, though. Hold on, let's see. Oh, wait, actually I can. Hold on, watch this, Sine of RSW is, no, sorry, cosine of RSW is the little side over the hypotenuse, minus of this other proportionate triangle, little over hypotenuse. And those are proportionate triangles. So that's why it's 0. Okay, I think I got that one. And then I still have 5 minutes left. Let's see this one more time. What is the value of B? What is B? Literally, I don't know what it's talking about. Hold on, let's make sure I did at least 37 right. 10 millimeters is 1520. $944. $500. Okay. I have no idea. Let's just see. Hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully I did well on the rest of it. Let's come on. Oh, darn it. All right, let's see. Where did we go wrong? Correct. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, why can't I go straight to those? All right, let's see. 2, 3. Let me zoom out. Oh, what? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I was too hasty. It wouldn't fill up in a linear rate because you see how the volume's bigger at the top. I mean, it's like the circumference increases as we go up. So it's actually it's gonna start like, it should go like this, and then it fills up more slowly at the end. So C. Dang it. Too hasty. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just thinking in pure terms of volume. I wasn't thinking in terms of height, and it was talking about height of water level. Okay. Read too quickly. Now, I assume I got this the last one wrong that I got, because it's got to be the last one. Because 200 came out of absolutely nowhere. This was right. That was cool. Just 90. Oh, see how they explained it? They said cosine of an angle and sine of that complementary angle are equal. So therefore the difference of them are okay. That's a much better, easier way to solve that. I knew that rule, but I couldn't make the connection. Okay. I see the B now. I swear I didn't see that B. Do you see it now? I thought it was like 2. I just thought that was a number. I could not find the B. All right, now I see. So anyways, so all we had to do was take a value here. So it's P equals, oh my God, that was so bad. P equals 200 B to the T over 5. And then we plug in, let's do minutes of 0. So B to the 0 over 5 times 200 equals 200. Divide both sides by 200. Oh no, this doesn't help. We have to plug in a different value. Let's plug in 152 when T equals 5. And then we'd get divide by 200, divide by 200. 152 equals 0.76 equals B to the 5 over 5 is B to the 1. So B equals 0.76. But rounded to the nearest tenth is 0.8. Oh, bummer. All right. Should have had that. All right, got a lot of comments. Well, all right, let me go over everything. Joshua, oh shoot, did you want to go over 13 from the calculator or no calculator? Because I just saw this. I missed that. But all right, hold on. Do we know? So let me go through these. Can you do a no calculator? Okay. Usually bubble it your answers or go through the test. Oh, bubble right away. No, I don't. So Steve Random, I don't like do the test and then bubble it in. I'm bubbling it in as I go. Been binge watching the videos. Oh, you wish it on my channel earlier. Well, I'm so glad you found it. I'm so glad it's been helpful. So thank you, Steve. Any reading tips? You know what? It's not something I specialize in. The only thing I can say is really use whatever style tactics are comfortable with you. Reading is a very personal thing, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of all these tests, tips, and tactics that a lot of these companies put forth. I think that you got to get comfortable with your style of reading and your level of analysis, because when you do, and then just practice. So the day before, my main thing is get lots of sleep tonight, eat the right things in the mornings, which I'll talk about tomorrow, and just go in with a calm mindset. After you guys do a little bit more studying today, take the rest of the night off, do something fun, relaxing. Don't study tonight, and don't do a bunch of practice problems. You should be wrapping up in about an hour or two, anything SAT related. Oh, David, I'm so glad I've helped with your stuff. I'm very helpful. Oh, yo, Adam, I'm so happy you guys found my stuff helpful. The Udemy stuff is not free. All my stuff on YouTube is free, Coke and Nutty. So that's unfortunately that's what that is. But the Udemy stuff is paid. Would you recommend practicing some exercise in the morning? It's a very personal question. In general, I would say no. I wouldn't. You can do some easy stuff, very easy stuff to get your mind going, but I wouldn't do anything super challenging that can get you frustrated. But I maybe do a nice warm-up of 5 easy problems in the earlier sections of the SAT just to get your mind in the right mindset. And Marcia, you're very welcome. Sine of an angle. Hey, you got it. This is what it was. I didn't read this at the time, but you were totally correct. Thank you. Yes, you can ask some questions. Okay, so coconutty. Oh, you want me to go over a bunch? Yes, original. That's what I suggest. Get a good night's sleep. All right, so let me go over coconutty for all of those. Can you give me? I don't know if I can go over all of them. I'll start with 17, okay? And let me see what we get through here. So we'll do 17, 18, and 20. Okay, so this one is a basic line of best fit. And all they're asking you to do is find at 3 years where is at -2 degrees, where is the leaf litter mass? What's the leaf litter mass remaining? And here's the leaf litter mass remaining right here. So this is just basic plotting. So where is -2? Here's -10, -5, -2.5. Here's -2 right here. And we just plot that on the line of best fit, which is right here, and it's 70. Now, a common mistake would be to go up to this point and say, hey, we got a real data point there, which is 82, which I'm sure they give right there, okay? We don't want the real data point. When they say use the line of best fit, we use the line of best fit only. So that's where we go for that one. Number 18. Oh, that was 18, sorry. 17. Okay, this is a long one to explain. If I were to write out the values, when they say frequency of 6, it means we have 6 18s, 5 19s, 4 20s, 2 21s, and a 22 23. Median is the one in the middle, which is right 10. It's right in between those 2 points. You'll see 9 on the left and 9 on the right. And then the mean, we have to add these up and divide by 20. That's what takes the longest. So that's what I did. I just did it quickly. 18. And then you said 20, I think. Okay, look. This one, we're saving because the energy cost will eventually be 27.12, and they word this. So we're saving the difference of these two. So we're saving 1622 every year. So the question's asking, when will these savings per year be greater than that original amount? But they were nice, and they didn't actually make you do this calculation. They just said 4,334 minus 2712. Well, maybe nice. Maybe that was more confusing for some of you. You also wanted 2223. Wait, hold on. Let me see. It's 5 p.m. here, so should I just watch this video of solving? Yes, that's totally what I think. This is your time to decompress. You've done your prep. You've worked hard. You've done what you can. At this point now, you need to work on bringing your cortisol levels down and your stress levels down. You also need to focus on eating something nice and healthy tonight too. Not too heavy, but definitely something that'll help you sleep, something that you like. And then just do something relaxing, whether it's reading or seeing a movie. And I often recommend a movie that's familiar, not one that you're seeing for the first time that's going to be really exciting and get you all pumped up. Just something very chill, or watch TV or something like that. Let's see. I'll do a couple more, and then I gotta jump off. I'm losing my voice too. Let's try maybe. I'll try the hardest one I think you put there, which is 28. Oops. Okay. Oh, this one, the standard deviation. The only way I can explain this is this. The range is from the least to the smallest. It's that distance. Subtract the biggest minus the smallest, which is 32. And then also do for the same here. It's 112 minus 80. It's also 32. So my ranges are equal. Standard deviation, we're not actually calculating it because that would take forever. What we're doing is we recognize that standard deviation is the measure of the spread of data. If it's really big, the data is really spread out. If it's smaller, the data is more clumped together. This top one is more clumped together. The bottom one is more spread out. But it doesn't even ask that. All it says is, is the standard deviation equal? No, it's not. And look, check it out. Visually, that the ranges are the same. So they have different ones. They show distributions that have a mean near the center of the dot plot. But the first plot shows values centered around the mean, while the other one shows most values farther from the mean, more spread out. So that's the distinction. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to sign off. Listen, I'll be back on tomorrow morning. For you guys on the East Coast, it might be tricky. I might try and get up extra early for you guys and do a morning one. I got to do the calculation of what time you guys are taking the SAT and so on. But definitely for you guys on the West Coast, jump on in the morning. I'm going to do a live stream before the test, kind of last minute mindsets and reminders, just preparing yourself mentally, emotionally to go in and do your absolute best. Take the rest of the night off, relax, enjoy yourself, and I wish you guys all the best of luck tomorrow. And we'll do a debrief tomorrow after the test. All right? Take it easy.